much for joining me today. I'm really excited that you're here. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. And if you have been here before, then welcome back. It's wonderful to hang out with you for a little bit. We're going to be doing some paper crafting today. Not card making, paper crafting. I'm going to show you how to make an adorable box like this, and I'm hopefully get it to the camera so you can see it. This is a really quick and easy box that is perfect for any type of occasion. Just little gift boxes. They're super easy to make with just a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So a normal piece of paper. That's it. You can decorate them any way you want. Perfect for lots of different types of small gifts and different occasions. Like I said, my name is Julia, and I am with Julia Sue's Stamping. I live in Northeast Ohio. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you don't already have a demonstrator and you choose to use me, then thank you so much for helping support my small business. I really appreciate it. If you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that's okay. I'm glad you're here to hang out. Let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready? Here is the paper trimmer, and it's a pretty important part of what we're doing today. I'll go ahead and bring out all the supplies of the other things that we're using. What I'm going to do is a piece of 8.5 by 11 cherry cobbler cardstock. I have some gold thread here, and I also have the Regal's distressed patterned paper, or Regal's patterned distressed paper. It's one or the other, and it's only one-sided. It's got some pretty gold accents to it. That's all I'm using for this today. So you'll see how easy this is. All right, like I said, using the paper trimmer, we're going to score it, the cardstock, at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So that's all we need to do. And it's always helpful to simply rotate the cardstock as you go, and that's going to help keep the scores even and precise. I have all the details, including measurements, all listed on my blog. So please be sure you check it out. I also have a diagram here that I created for you to show you. These are the score lines of the 2 inches all the way around the piece of the cardstock. When you're finished with that, you place the 11-inch side at the top, and we're going to score at 4.5 inches. Then you simply flip your cardstock over and score at 4.5 inches again. Now I suppose you could move the whole thing over to the side and score, but that would mean doing math, and math is not my best thing. So I just flip it over and do 4.5 again. So this is another diagram that I made, and I had done the 2 inches all the way around the sides, scored at 4.5, turned it over, and scored at 4.5 again. And that's exactly what we have on this piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the cardstock over, and I'm going to crease in on each of the score lines. I'm going to fold it, and I like to have the bump on the inside, so that's why I flipped it over. And using the bone folder, we're going to make all these folds nice and crisp. So giving a good score to all of these, good nice crisp burnishing. And then the side as well. All right. Now, we've got all of those all done. We're going to begin cutting and preparing the tabs. I'm going to get the paper snips and simply begin cutting on the 11-inch side. Cut along the score lines up to the vertical line. So cut that up all the way up. And I have one where I've already cut one side to make this go quicker for you. And I'll cut this side up all the way up to the vertical lines with the paper snips. All right. And one more. Now, can you see that some of these are smaller squares and some of them are larger, like rectangles? What we're going to do is the smaller squares, we're going to go ahead and we're going to miter the edges of the smaller squares. And mitering means trimming the corners slightly at an angle. That's going to help the box fold together smoothly. So I only do it where I've got the smaller squares. This is a larger one, so I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to miter this edge here. And just like before, I have one that I've already mitered one side, and so I'll just do this side here to show you. Very good. And then these right here. And one more small square to miter. All right, putting these in paper recycling. I think I have one left there. All right, that's it. So all of them have been mitered. As you can see, all the edges of the small squares and the larger rectangles have been left alone. Now I'm going to turn it over so that where it's folded, it would go inside toward the table. And I'm going to add tear and tape to each of the mitered areas. So yep, it's time for the adhesive. And using the tear and tape, it's good to use because it's super strong and it's really easy to work with it. We're going to add a strip of the tape right up to the edges of the smaller squares where it's been mitered. And I'm making sure the tape is right up to the edge so that everything will stay secure. Now we're going to begin putting the box together. I take my take your pick tool and I'm going to pick off the paper backing that is on the tear and tape pieces that I have. I'm going to do it on the bottom of the box first. So that is 4 of these squares. This is 1, 2, and I'm going to do 3 and 4. I'm going to leave this top one alone for the moment. So picking the paper backing off of all of these. And I just find it easier to do with the take your pick tool instead of trying to use my fingers on the edges. I don't have much in the way of nails. Maybe you've got some really nice nails, but not me. All right. Putting the box together, I'm going to do the bottom of the box first. I line up the edges of the smaller squares with the side of the box and I press it firmly to adhere. I'm going to make sure that everything is flush so that the box has a nice neat finish. Then I'm going to take the inside piece as well, put it in, and again I'm going to make sure it's flush with the edge and then press it firmly to make sure it adheres. And then there's this corner as well, putting it inside, making sure it's flush, and then pressing firmly so that it adheres. All right, turn it over. Now it's time for the top part of the box. I'm going to take the tape off of these pieces and using the take your pick tool makes it just a little bit easier, I think. Perfect. All right, now here's a little tip. When I'm putting the lid together, I'm going to put it over the bottom of the box. So I have the lid on top of the bottom of the box, and then I'm simply lay this down, again making sure the edges are even. Place that top down, and I'm going to put that down on top, making sure the edges are even. Now I can open it up, make sure it's nice and tight. That makes sure that the lid fits perfectly. It's not too loose, it's not too tight, just fits perfectly right on top of the box. Excellent. All right, and now for the fun part. We're going to do some decorating. I've got pieces of the paper all cut out to be the sizes. And like I said, all these measurements are listed on my blog so that I have everything listed for you. So it's very quick and easy to put together. And I have decorated one already, except for one of the side pieces. I put paper on all the sides of the box except for this one here. So using a little bit of seal, or you could use the glue if you prefer, if you're a glue adhesive user, whichever one works for you. And place it on top of the cardstock, and now the entire box has been covered. You can do a different paper to have a festive touch, and you just cut the pieces to fit the sides and the top. And let's finish it off with a really pretty bow, adding an extra special touch. So using the gold thread, and the camera is not a huge fan of gold, but you can see how pretty that is. All right, so look at these gorgeous boxes. Aren't they just the cutest? They are perfect for holiday treats, little gifts, or even as table favors. So if you try this project, I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. Let me know how it went. Tag me on social media. I would love to see your box results. It's so much fun to create these cute little boxes. They're really great. I'd love to see your creations, and thank you so much for crafting with me today. That's it. How easy are these boxes? It takes hardly any time at all to create them. And it's using stuff that you already probably have on hand. So you could even use copy paper if you want and make a really quick box for someone at work or something like that. It's great to have this little trick under your hat so that you can have gifts ready for people anytime at all. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, follow on social media. I appreciate your support so much. It's free and it means the world to me. I hope you have a fantastic day and that you have an opportunity to create today or to get inky. Bye.